Hey guys, welcome back to the Next Gen Fishing channel. Today I'm going to run you through a really common bottom fishing rig. It's called a paternoster rig, or you might have heard it called like a double dropper rig or something like that. It's a really good bottom rig for anything sort of 30 meters of water or deeper. I'm going to show you how to tie one up. So a really important piece of the puzzle for these rigs is a three-way swivel. So there's generally two types of three-way swivels. I like using these crane swivels. So they're like a normal swivel with another swivel attached to it, and basically they just give it a little bit more freedom so it doesn't get tangled up. We're going to tie our line to it. So you're going to want to start by just tying that to one of your three-way swivels. Let's say 40 centimeters. Take another three-way swivel and let's go maybe, we'll call that 30 centimeters. There we go, we got one at one end, one at the other. Now pick another one, doesn't matter which one at this point. Take the same pound leader and tie onto the top. Now take, let's say maybe the same amount again, another 30 centimeters. And then on the top of this one, you're going to take just a normal swivel. These are just Halco Expat rolling swivels, but you can use whatever swivels you like. Okay. So now we've got the normal swivel at the top, about 30 centimeters to one of those three-way crane swivels, another 30 centimeters or maybe a little bit more to the bottom three-way crane swivel. Now, for this bottom section, I'm going to use a lighter pound line and it'll make sense in a bit. So I'm going to go from 60 pound to 40 pound and I'm going to give myself a fair bit of space with this one because I'm going to tie a loop in it and that's going to be for our sinker. Now we've got this 40 pound here. All I'm going to do is halve that and then just tie that loop in a granny knot. Just like that. This is a standard snapper sinker. You can use different types of sinkers if you want to, but I think most people tend to use these snapper sinkers. You're just going to loop that through there. Now, if you're confused as to why I tied this bottom section with 40 pound, if you can imagine this rig when you're fishing with it, so your main line's tied to here and this sinker is bouncing along the bottom. If you come up to a hard bit of reef and your sinker gets stuck, let's say that's stuck and you're snagged up, it might be that your sinker's just lodged in the coral or the rock somewhere. And if you're going to snap this off, say you're not going to get your sinker out, you're going to have to bust it off. If you bust off the bottom, all you lose is the sinker. Whereas if you use 60 pound or 80 pound or 100 pound, whatever, the whole way through, the chances are that one of your knots is going to snap and you might end up losing your entire rig or your hooks or whatever. So by tying that bottom section to the sinker in a slightly lighter breaking strain, it means that more than likely that's the section that's going to snap first and you're only going to lose your sinker, and then you can wind in the rest of your rig and hopefully just tie another sinker on and away you go. So we've got that bit done. Now we want to add some hooks to it because it's not very good without any hooks. Now that's when we're going to take this dropper swivel on the side there. We're going to tie onto there again, and again, like I said, just for the time being, just give yourself a fair bit of line just so you can always cut it shorter but you can't make it longer. So we'll do the same on this side. We have the main line, then we have this dropper one coming off here, another one coming off there, and these are the ones that we're going to tie our hooks to. So the one thing to make sure, I've left them really long so you've got a bit of line to play with. What you want to make sure is, ideally, you've got enough line between these two swivels here for the hooks not to tangle up in the middle. So I've got my hooks here. Now generally I'll run, it depends what hooks you tie on, depends what you're using for bait. Generally I like to try a couple of different things on the bottom. So I'll run maybe a scaly and a squid, and I've got these a 550 gang of mustad tarpons here, which is perfect for a scaly or a muley or something like that. And then I've got a Gamakatsu 6.0 octopus as well for the bottom one, and that's great for rigging up squids or ockies or something like that. So it does take a little bit of measuring. So I'm going to give it about, I don't know, let's call that 20 centimeters. Cool, so I've tied those hooks on there. When you measure it out flat on the table like this, they are close, but they're not gonna tangle up. And that top one there is perfect for a muley. That bottom one there is perfect for a California squid or something like that. You got your sinker at the bottom there with that lighter line, so if you do get snagged, that's the bit that's gonna snap. Hopefully you're gonna get your swivels and your hook back, and then you've got a swivel up the top. So that's the Paternoster rig. It's a great rig for bottom fishing, sort of 30 meters plus. You can definitely tie sort of lighter versions of the same rig and use them in shallow water. It all just depends on your situation. Hit me up if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments section. I'll be happy to further explain anything that I've done here as I've run through it quite fast. Let me know if there's anything else you want to know. Follow us on Instagram at nextgen.fishing, Facebook at Western Angle at nextgen fishing, and it would be greatly appreciated if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. There'll be plenty more videos like this one coming your way. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.
I'm waking up.